Hello there, welcome back to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. Today we're enjoying Benidorm along the scenic Costa Blanca. But remember, if you have a holiday, cruise or travel related question for any of our panel of experts who join us regularly, here's how to get in touch. You can find us on Facebook or Twitter or both. Just search for the Holiday and Cruise channel. Log on with us and send us your question that way. You can go to our website as well, that's www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. The clinic is a page on that website. You can send us your questions to us that way too, or you can write to us by post as well to the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Yolanda Pickett from Visit Benidorm is still with me. You must have one of the most enviable jobs in Spain, I would have thought.
Definitely.
Promoting a resort that seems as easy to promote as Benidorm comes across as being.
And I'm very proud to promote it as well.
Good, good. That's fantastic. One thing I'm sure you want to encourage people to do when they come to Benidorm for a holiday is not just kind of sit around the pool, but actually get out and enjoy some of the features and some of the sights to see while they're there. Yeah,
exactly. There's very few, or if any, Mediterranean resort that I know of that has 5 theme parks, such as Benidorm. Benidorm, as you know, we're open all year round. 2 of the parks are open throughout the year and 3 parks are open just in the summer only. But that's an important part of the holiday. It's something to do there every single day.
Do you mean theme parks like Fairground?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got 2 water parks, both water parks, one water park bang in the centre of Benidorm, one just on the outskirts, but they both cater to slightly different profiles, one more slightly for younger children, a bit more for families, and the other park's a lot larger. In fact, it was inaugurated in 1985, the first water park in Spain and one of the largest in Europe. The other parks we have are 2 animal parks, one Terra Natura, which is a recreation of areas of America and Asia, where they bring in the fauna and the flora of those particular areas. They recreate villages from the areas. And it's a concept of zoo immersion. So you can see the animals up close and you can't see any barriers, which is excellent. So that the children and the families love that.
What sort of animals can we see?
Well, you can see, for example, the tigers, elephants. We had a baby rhino that was born in captivity. And it's also very educational as well. They have a lot of educational programs, breeding programs. Then we have Terra Mythica. Terra Mythica is, again, it's a themed park, themed on Rome, the islands, Egypt, and they have the traditional, shall we say, the roller coasters, but also they have a lot of shows that are themed around those particular countries. So it's a fantastic day there. And the 5th park is Mundamar. Mundamar is literally translated to SeaWorld, where they have dolphin shows, sea lions, parrot shows. They have lots of different bird life there, and again, it's very educational. So the parks, none of them compete with each other. They're all completely different. And it's important to know that they're there because there's a lot to do and you can budget for your holiday in advance.
Yes,
to come there.
Yeah, once again, you know, a recurring theme on this programme is to prepare your holiday before you go and find out as much, isn't it? You know, to find out as much about what you can get before you go there. And are there things like, you know, 3-day passes you can pick up or will give you access to one or more of the theme parks?
Yeah, I mean, the 5 parks are owned by 2 different owners. And so the parks, the 3 parks together, you can get passes to all 3. And there's all sorts of offers and discounts throughout the year as well. Sometimes they might say, well, if you go into one park, you might get the other one free or at a cheaper rate when you're there. It varies, but there are those possibilities.
There's usually a deal.
There's always a deal of some sort. And the important thing is they are so close. You don't have to travel far to get to any of the parks. So it's ideal, and for all age groups. It's not just for young people and families, it's also for our elder guests as well.
And if you want to just stick around the beach, there's plenty of things going on there as well. You can do your banana boat ride and things like that, can you?
All sorts of water sports are available. The banana boats, we've also got a cable ski, which, whether you're an expert or not, you can learn to water ski. Probably you wouldn't think so, but Benidorm is one of the best havens for scuba diving.
Oh, really?
We've got the Benidorm Island, yes, which is just a 20-minute boat excursion trip away, and it's also an icon in all the photos, the picture of the island, and that is very specialist there for scuba diving. It's a complete haven, we have people from all over coming over, but you just wouldn't put Benidorm and scuba diving together. But I think it's important for people to know that those possibilities are there, along with all the different water sports.
It must have been really hard for you as the ambassador of Benidorm to have tried all these activities to recommend them to people.
Well,
You must be an expert now.
Tried some. I can't say water sports and me are very good, but I certainly tried a lot of the land sports, cycling, and we've got sedgeways. You can do a lot of walking and hiking. I do a lot of that because we have a mountain called the Sierra Ladra Mountain, which is just to north of Benidorm, and you can hike for several kilometres there along the cliff top as well. Fabulous views. And again, it's just a stone's throw away. So, you know, you have our vertical high-rise buildings, and then you have this beautiful countryside to explore on foot, on cycling, or however.
You've obviously spent a long time in Spain, I mean, in particular Benidorm. You must love the place to be as interested as you are in doing a job that you do.
Yeah.
Don't tend to pick up much Spanish from you, though.
Well, I'm a sneaky one here. I'm half Spanish. I was brought up in the UK. I mean, I wasn't brought up bilingual though, by any means. And I moved to Spain when I was 21. Worked for a tour operator, and then from that tour operator moved to the tourist board, and I worked for a hotel chain. So I've pretty much worked in most fields of tourism. But working for the tourist board, for me, is very fulfilling because you know you're doing something for the population there, for the town. And it's not just for one particular company. You're neutral and you're working for everybody.
Yeah, you're a good news person, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
How, talking of that, and or maybe good or not so good news, you know, that you've got a TV program which talks about your your wonderful resort, you know, on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's great. And there's mixed feelings. I often get different comments about, oh, what do you think about the series Benidorm? But at the end of the day, we have a series that's been extremely successful, won lots of awards, been running for 5 years. It's on people's screens via either first time shown or via repeats throughout the year. And what more can a resort ask for? Okay, it has certain types of characters, but that's the character based around the comedy series. That is not necessarily what Benidorm's all about. But no, we're very pleased. So I hope it keeps going. Yes,
good. Many images of Benidorm that I've seen show an island that you can see when you look at it from the beach. Is it possible to visit the island?
Yeah, the Benidorm Island, yes. It's shown practically in every photograph. It's very iconic for us. Yeah, there's boat trips that go there. It's about half an hour on the boat, and you can pick that up from the port area in Benidorm. And when you get to the island, as I mentioned before, it's a haven for scuba diving. There's a lot of underwater sea life, so you can transfer onto another boat, which is called an aquascope, and it's like a glass-bottom boat. You go down below, and you can view the sea life around there. Then on the island, there's a bar there for a drink and a restaurant, or you can have a little walk around. I mean, it's not very big. It's only about 250 metres by 260, but it's a lovely morning out.
That sounds good. Because if it's very warm in the summer, you've got to be prepared and have lots of water with you if you're going to go to somewhere like that, because quite often there isn't any shelter. So great bar, fantastic, we're there.
And shelter on the boat as well.
Yes. I think you can't get away from Benidorm, and we said it a little bit in our intro at the beginning about, you know, a little bit of a fish and chip paradise, isn't it, really? Is there another option for people who like a little bit more Mediterranean type cuisine then? Yeah.
I mean, yes, as you're saying, got the fish and chips, the burger and chips, that type of cuisine, because there's certain type of clients that would like that home from home feeling. But you have to go to the old town of Benidorm and discover that, because in the old town, you wouldn't even realise you were in a tourist area. There's lots of restaurants, especially, and there's an area which they call the Basque area, which from the northern part of Spain, full of tapas restaurants. And tapas is a fabulous way to eat, because instead of just having one meal, you can have 5 or 6 different things to sample of local cuisine there. And also you've got to try the rice dishes as well. Lots of typical restaurants in the area. We've done a lot of work on gastronomy in Benidorm this year. For example, this particular week, we've got what we call the Rice Week, where some of our top restaurants have put on special menus for people at a cheaper price than normal to be able to go along and try the different rices. I say rice dishes because everyone knows it's paella, but paella really is not the correct name. It's an international name. Everybody uses it. It's actually in the name of the dish and a certain recipe, but the rice dishes, there's hundreds of recipes that you can choose from, and that's available throughout the resort as well.
And is it every menu I've seen for paella is always brackets minimum 2 persons.
Yeah. Well, because it's the size of the dish. Yeah, normally. I mean, you can do, but then have a single portion as well. But that's normally made from a big paella. A lot of the hotels will offer it as well, so people get a chance to sample it. But
good, because it's important to include, you know, single travellers and in the enjoyment as well. That sounds brilliant. Well, there'll be at least another hour of questions I could ask you about Benidorm, but we seem to have run out of time, Yolanda, for now. But thank you very much for telling us about such a wonderful resort, and possibly time to revisit it, or certainly, you know, take a new view of it if you've already had some kind of preconception on not being for a while, or just want to go and have a damn good holiday. Yeah,
exactly. And I think you'll be very surprised. Those of you who haven't been, do try it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for talking to us about Benidorm today. Now, just a quick reminder about our first-time guide to cruise holidays. Maybe you want to combine a trip to Benidorm with a cruise, perhaps if you're going anywhere near Spain. All you need to do, get a free copy of this guide, is to call us on our usual number 0871 423 4444 for more information. Calls will cost you 10p a minute from that BT landline, but if you're phoning from another network or a mobile, that of course may vary. You can request a copy through our website at www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Have a look at us, see what we're up to, get a copy of your free brochure while you're there. Well, that's all we have time for on today's edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. My thanks again to Yolanda Pickett from Visit Benidorm. Most of all, thanks to you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.